Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Ask Anvil. This time around, I've managed to get StreamYard working on time and without any major problems. Apart from that, I had it on playback because I had the other video on another tab on YouTube, and it was opened up, and I could hear myself talking a few seconds after I was speaking on the live. So I've managed to cut that off now, and I am here, live in the flesh. Yeah, okay. I did watch the second half of the Rangers friendly, and I wasn't too impressed with it. I know it's only pre-season. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's pre-season," but pre-season's a time where you start to really get an idea of your team and who's doing what and who should be starting. You get an idea of your players and your new signings. Hear me out in this. Although West Ham lost 3-1, there were positives from individuals, but overall, I wasn't very happy with certain players, and it confirms one main focal point. Cresswell and Antonio cannot go through the full season as starters. Cresswell can't. His positioning, his closing down of players is crap. He allows Rangers to attack on the left side. Teams are going to get us on the left side all of the upcoming season. That's where we're going to get shredded. I guarantee you there. We are going to get shredded on that side because we are not strong enough on the left. Cresswell starts because no one has any real urge to take over his what do you call it? His starting position. No one's going to take over from that. I don't think Masuaku is ever going to really start if you want to win a game. And for that reason, we definitely need to get new players in because right now it's worrying. Bless me. Sorry, I'm out here allergy season. We conceded the goals quite cheaply. Fabianski should have done better. Tavernier is a very attacking-minded right back, and you're not even trying to jump up to try and save his shot. What's wrong with you? Actually get a bit of focus. But there were very, very big signs that were concerning in this game. And the manager's not happy. He clearly wants to get new players in because Moyes has not really realised at this exact stage, but he has realised he's got to get new bodies in one way or another. And we have got bids in, which is good. We need to make things of these bids. A new left back, I would take any right now. I would take David Raum right now. I would. I really would. I'd snap your arm off to have him. The striker situation, Broja and Skamaka have gone a bit quiet. I'm not sure why. Maybe the club's doing something low key. It's not like the club to leak things anyway. Well, not right now it isn't. I mean, it has been leaked in the past, but Moyes, obviously, as we know, is an anti-leak guy. Just like a plumber. What else do we know? Goalkeeper thing's been sorted out, but I don't know if Ariola's starting right away. Aguerd got injured. That was a real blow. Him getting injured. Because we don't know the severity of the ankle injury, but our defence fell apart after he came off. We have got a very good player here, a very good centre back, a very strong centre back, but we don't have him right now because he's injured. I hope it's for a couple of weeks, and I hope if he's out, it's not for a hell of a long time in the season. We can't have that happen. Yeah, a lot of concerning signs in that game, but at least it's only the first part of. It's only real pre-season, so I think we do have some kind of leverage. This is the point where I go through my book and start looking at targets. See, what it is that I actually do my own scouting report stuff, and I have my own scouting book, and I'm going to be talking about it in this video. If you're watching this, please get your questions in, get your comments in, and I'll be reading them. I know it's probably not a great time for everyone in the UK because it's like 4:30 at night, nearly there, but it's boiling hot back home, and I'm sure that some people are struggling to sleep in the heat wave. So get a huge vat of water and come on me live because you might be able to interact with me a little bit. Let's have a look at social media very quickly. Tuchel has said that he doesn't expect Brozier to leave, but at the same time, he's not ruling out a transfer. It's not like Tuchel would, or any manager for that matter, would ever come out and publicly say, "Oh yeah, this player is leaving right now. I can confirm it's going to happen." No, you wouldn't do that at all. Finally, we got a comment. What's going on, fellas? Hey, Scats, I'm good. How are you doing? As I say, get your questions in, folks, and get asking away because we're going to be talking about transfers. I want to introduce something to everybody: the Red Scouting Book. Now, if you watch West Ham Random with Peach from Ontario, Canada, you might know what the Scouting Book is. I had um, a weird little brainwave one night and decided to myself, I'll go to the Walmart over there, buy some pens, buy some stuff that like a little kid on the first day of school, and make a scouting book. And this has started off something quite interesting for me. It's a hobby that most people would look and consider boring, but I don't. I think this is actually good. Now, scouting report, for those who do not watch my channel, is where I look at potential signs for West Ham. Now, some are obscure, some are not, but there is always method in the madness, as they say. I look at young players aged between, say, 20 to 26, 27, roughly. We never have any 30-year-old has-beens in my book. And I'm going to read a few of them out here. Now, some of these players have already signed for other clubs because I started writing this in around April. But some have even been linked with West Ham for real. So, if you have any questions about players you want me to look at, or any questions about players you want me to, you can ask me about them. If you have any players in your mind, ask me, and I can tell you a little bit of scouting work about them. So, this is why I've got the red book. So, the topic is transfers. You ask away. Bit of strong language in this one, people. Lingard can suck me off. I don't think your missus would be very happy if that happened. Cresswell needs to go. Diop is our best player. I'm just going to say this now. I'm not trying to even say this on live, but don't you mean something else? Lingard can do something else? Because you wouldn't associate with that for something bad. Cresswell needs to go. Well, look, with it, Cresswell's age, let's just see him run out his contract and release him on a free. But yeah, Cresswell's not showing a very good case for playing as a starter. Really do not believe that. Diop is our best player. Well, mate, we have no centre backs, so the way it's going, our centre backs drop like flies every season because everyone keeps getting hurt. Maybe it's the porter cabins. I don't know what it is, but something's causing them to get hurt all the time. But I know what you're saying, man. We need to get another left back in, whether it be Raum, Stupinan, Sosa, even though it's not my preference. Whatever. We need to get in another left back, man, because this is just dire. Really is. Ethan and Scats are showing each other love, and Ethan's question is Lingard to Forest thoughts. Please, please end this crap. I beg this ends soon. I don't want to hear any more of it after he's just made his damn mind up. Probably already has made it up, but he's trying to hold us to ransom. And the fact that the club is sticking to its guns and saying that it's not going to bow down to Lingard, brilliant. It's brilliant. Because no one's bigger than the club. We don't want another Payet. We don't want another Arnautovic. We don't want that shaking chemistry in the dressing room. Moyes has done very well to build a squad that has a lot of good chemistry in it. Lingard would come in and he would completely ruin that. I'm sure of it. And we don't need that unrest. He'd be earning massive wages for his age. Should have just gone to America or whatever. You know, I could talk all day about this, so do forgive me, guys. But look, you had one whole bloody year to make up your mind. You could have made up your mind, but you didn't. Yeah, you've been playing around with the club, and then Moyes says, "Oh, I want Lingard because I love him, but I don't want Danjuma because he brings the toxic attitude of a winning mentality." Huh? Have words with yourself, mate. Seriously, are you okay? As soon as I hear that he's gone to Forest, I will be happy because we can pursue other attacking midfield options. And I have a few in, guess what? The book. So ask me about the book, people. I'm just raging, that's all. Yeah, I know you went off on one earlier. I've been unhappy ever since he tried to screw the club. Not someone with a nice dog down, or some with a puppy down there. So the puppy down there. Sorry, someone's walking the dog down there. They have a really cute little like Labrador, and I just saw it. Let's get a space going. Everybody just come on my channel. Why get a space going? I'm here right now. I'm live, dude. Come on. In fact, I'm going to message that. Come on the channel rather than a space. Sorry about that, people. That does make me happy. Why would we? Man, why would we? Why would we bow down to him? He's not exactly like a Maradona reincarnate or whatever you think. He's not gonna hold this club to ransom. No one's gonna hold this club to ransom. It's not, and even if he came back, it would really unsettle the team. Let's get in someone who actually wants it. So I've got some suggestions actually from the book of James Anvil about who we can have as an attacking midfielder / left winger. Let's have a look. So I got Sinistera in here, and he would have been one big preference for me. See, I knew even before Leeds bid for him. That's my talent ID. Sign me up for a scouting job, somebody. Here's one player that I did have, Viktor Saiganov, who is 24 years old. He's an Israeli-born Ukrainian international. He plays for Dynamo Kiev. Now, I'm just going to point this out, actually, because this is going to sound really hard to believe. The Ukrainian Premier League is going to return in a couple of weeks, and fans will be allowed to attend games. There's going to be a strong military presence at the games and bomb and air raid shelters near the stadiums. How terrifying must that be to go to a game in those conditions? It's not just Ukraine. There are other countries that are affected as well, or have been affected. Imagine just wanting to go to a football game with your friend or whoever. I'm fearing that you might not come back because you never know what might happen. It must be very scary. Very scary. And the reason why I looked at the Russian and Ukrainian leagues mainly was because a lot of players are trying to get out of those countries. What can I tell you about Sagankov? Well, he was born in Israel but moved to the Ukraine when he was a baby. He won 3 consecutive Golden Talent of Ukraine awards from 2017 to 2019. He won Ukrainian Footballer of the Year in 2018 and Ukrainian Premier League Player of the Season in 2019. 5 of his last 6 seasons have been strong. He scored double-figure goals. He's got 71 goals in 143 games. He's a good penalty taker. Now Noble's gone, we need someone who can take penalties. He relies on off-the-ball movement, progression, and build-up play to create his chances. Now, I would compare it to indicating with a car. When you're driving, you're always looking at indicators and thinking, what's there, what's there? Then when it's time, you make the move. That's what he's like. He's quite tapping, actually, but I won't complain about that as long as he scores higher amounts of goals. Other for my left winger targets, to answer Ethan's question, I do like Trellier, but I think Cornet's going off to Everton. Trellier and Aguerd were like best buddies, and now they miss each other, like Ant and Deck when they separate. You know what I'm saying? You never ever really saw Ant and Deck ever separate, apart from one time, which was due to some personal reasons. But you never see them separate, and you never see Trellier and Aguerd separate. So, Trellier, if you're missing your buddy, just come to the bowl. It's that easy. The bowl will welcome you. The bowl will love you. Other targets I have on this for left wingers. I haven't even written up some of these because I have them on my phone and I'm going to do more videos on them. Claudinho, a 25-year-old Brazilian who plays for Zenit St. Petersburg. Claudinho scored 7 goals in his opening 12 games for Zenit and was the Brazilian top flight's top goal scorer in 2020. He scored 18 times in 35 games and was a teammate of Fabian Balbuena at Corinthians. Balbuena has recently re-signed for Corinthians after he left Dinamo Moscow. Claudinho keeps the ball to his feet and body to allow for precise movement and good control. He controls the ball with his right foot, and when he runs, he tends to put it onto the left. Ball control allows him time to make the decisions, especially in and around the box. If he's outside, he'll take the shot, and if he's in the box in range, he will aim to curl it in. He tends to play to the ball, not in line with the ball. So Claudinho can participate in more dominant attack in this way. And, that's another good trait, I think, is a player who can predict the play. Keep commenting, guys. Keep liking. Where's my comments gone? There. So I must have nudged the button and something went off there. Here's one player I've looked at for my left winger targets. You see, if there's any players you want me to take a look at for people, just look in, just comment. Okay. My preferred midfield target isn't actually Onana. It's Erkan Kirksu. Matteo Pessina's already moved on to another club, so he's out. Oh, here's a winger target for you. Enes Ünal, the Turkish international who plays for Getafe. Getafe has been known for making some really good players over the last couple of seasons. Ünal is a fan of Manchester City. His family supported City ever since watching Aguero's winner against QPR in 2012. His father, Mesut Ünal, played for Bursaspor and Turkey's youth team. Enes joined Manchester City when he was 18 years old and got a breakthrough while he was on loan at FC 20. He scored 18 goals in 32 games. He's quite acrobatic and is known for scoring fluke goals, but that isn't mainly the reason why I like him. He's a goal poacher forward who can be problematic in the box. Heading is a strong asset, and he's quick on his feet. That's not a good thing. Keep the comments coming, people. Any quick players you want me to look at, just say so now. Okay. Who else have we got on the list? I'll go on my phone actually, because my phone I write all my targets on my phone. Tell you what I do really like as a winger, Ianis Hagi, who plays for Rangers. I think he's class. I think he'd suit us really well because, as we've seen from Rangers, it's a team that likes to play quite out wide, but when it's in the box, it's quite narrow. Hagi would be a good left winger. He's not attacking midfield, but he's a good left winger. His father, George Hagi, was one of the best players in the world in the 1990s. So, like father, like son. Hopefully, Giannis has a son, and he can make another really good little baller. Hagi's quite a technical baller, actually. I'd have him. I would. I really would. Marcus, hey James, saw an article where Thomas Tuchel said Broja was staying at Chelsea. Is he all smoke and mirrors or will he come to us? Well, thing is, right, with that, Marcus, Tuchel's not going to publicly come out and say, oh, my player's in negotiations, he's doing one and going to West Ham. Don't forget, Broja is the one who was forcing a move in a way because he flew back to London on his own accord. Secondly, Broja wants to move to West Ham. Thirdly, West Ham's still in negotiations. And it's Moyes' number one striker target. So all those things line up. Do I think he'll come to us? Time will tell, but I'm hopeful. I really am hopeful. Okay, the question's coming, folks. That's a good question. Thank you for asking. Well, I look at other targets for midfield. I love midfielders, by the way. That's my favorite. That's my favorite area to cover. I've looked at Eric Pulgar, Dorokan Tokos, who can also play as a fullback, and we damn well need a fullback. Nicolo Ravella, who plays for Juventus. I think he's a really good player. Get him on loan. Mikola Shaparenko, who plays again in Ukraine. He'd be quite a cheap, but easy to fall back on kind of option. Who else have I got from my midfield? Kirksu, who I said I think he's a baller. Unal Vencedor, but he's going to cost he's got like a 40 million euro release clause. I don't know what the rest is going to cost. Oh, there's a good winger target. Sofian Diop. I think I wrote about him in the book. Where is Sofian Diop? It's not related to Issa, for the record. Diop's just a very common, French African name. I found him. He's French, Senegalese / Moroccan. Same as Issa. He joined Monaco as an 18-year-old and also had a loan spell at Sochaux. He's yet to decide his international commitment because, as I just hinted at, he's eligible to play for 3 countries. I was originally criticised because of his short height. He's around 5'6", but it plays with a low centre of gravity. He's flashy but within reason. His key moves are the nutmeg and the back heel. His turning on the ball is helped by his short stature. He turns to the left of an opponent and then sprints with the ball, gaining traction in the process. Goalkeepers tend to struggle to guess his next move because he's fast and quick-witted. Goalkeepers sometimes don't even react to him, so Fabianski will have a nightmare against this guy in training. Do you know any good gems to keep an eye out in the Championship or below? Yeah, I do. Dale Fry, centre-back for Middlesbrough, because he's excellent header of the ball. Jay De Silva, a left-back who plays for Bristol City, I believe. Malik Wilkes is a very good winger. I don't know if he's Premier League quality just yet, but I think he's a very good winger. Technically, now that Watford is a Championship team, Ismail Assar, of course. We already got Flynn Downs, diamond in the dirt kind of player. A lot of good players in the Championship that are very good. Those are some I can think off of my head. I'm missing some really obvious ones on this, so let me give it a quick Google. Sorry, cheating. John Swift is someone I would have loved to have had, but he's already been transferred to another club. Sander Berger, very good midfielder. Alex Mowatt, Yeah, Alex Smart's a good player. Plays for Barnsley. Someone like that. Um, Josh De Silva, who I mentioned. Is Robert Dickey still playing? Well, there's a really good midfielder for QPR. I'm trying to figure out his name. Did it have a Warburton connection in this? I'll see him and then it'll come to me. It's not Lyndon Dykes. I can't think of the guy's name. No, I thought it was Rob Dickey, but it's not. Luke Amos. Yeah, he's a decent player. There are a lot of very good gems you can get in the championship, as Rob Newman has previously mentioned. Um, yeah, you get some good players in lower leagues. You really do. Keep liking the video and watching it, people. I'm interested to see your comments. I'll be doing more scouting report videos when I get a chance to because I've been busy just with life and all that. I might as well tell you a little bit more about my thoughts on the whole West Ham transfer window whilst we're at it. Now, we made some early moves, which is great. We needed to do it, and Moyes has come to his senses and realised we can't faff about. But we are faffing about, in a way. Some teams are getting deals done within seconds or days. Calvin Bassey goes to Ajax. Rangers gets in Ben Davis next to no time. Like, what's going on, man? What are you all doing? We've got to still have that urgency about us, that sense of hurrying up before other teams steal our players. That's where sometimes we go wrong. Dithering Dave can't be dithery anymore. He's got to be do it now, Dave. I just thought two new winger targets for you all. Actually, Kyogi Furuhashi, who plays for Celtics, he's a blinder for the first season in Scotland. His perfect age, and a guy called, I might have to get some help with the pronunciation of the name. He's called Kerem Aktürkoğlu, who plays for Galatasaray. He's a good player. Cengiz Under's off the cards. He won't sign for us. He's gone permanently to Marseille. So let's get the second best thing to him in Kerem Aktürkoğlu, who's been playing for Galatasaray. Young player, 23. Once was on the books at Arsenal and was considered by Arsenal for signing. It just wasn't to be, and I'd give him a punt. Furuhashi, that's a low risk option. He's good. He's excellent. He's had a really good first season. He's learned from one of the best players of all time in Andreas Iniesta to play a pair with teammates at Vissel Kobe in Japan. And since Furuhashi's come over to the UK, he's been loved by the Celtic fans. He's helped Celtic to win a Premier League, a Scottish Premier League title. He's also got a very humble and polite nature about him, which is nice. Those two wingers I'd also take a punt on. Cheap, that is for sure. Well, I can tell you a little bit more about how I got into scouting. Just one thing led to a next with it. I bought the book. I've been obsessed with looking at players the whole time. And I'm interested in what to look for in players, what to assess from a player, and what players would be best suited to West Ham. It's a very it's difficult in a way, but as long as everyone enjoys it, that's the most important thing. Also, just a quick reminder, guys, to subscribe to From the Anvil for more West Ham content. I put a lot of work into this channel. Okay, I work a job in the day. I come on and do this late at night. Subscribe to my channel and give it some support, please, because for those of you who do watch it and do take an interest in my videos, I'm very grateful for you guys. I'm doing these lives because I want to interact with fans a little bit more, and I do enjoy it. I like to see what opinions people have. I think it was Voltaire, the French revolutionist, who said, "I may not agree with your opinion, but I will to the death defend your right to say it." And everyone's entitled to have their opinion on this. Come on and say what you want. It might be completely wrong in my mind, but other people might see it in another way. I think that this channel really is getting better with these lives, and I like doing these videos. So please keep on asking the questions. Transfers is going to be a big thing for the next 2 weeks. We've got like 2 weeks before the season starts. I'm so excited for it, by the way. But if we want to avoid getting drummed 7-0 by Man City, then we need to really invest. I mean that. We've got to get some bits done. That's the bottom line. I'm just reading a tweet here from West Ham fan zone. Whether he signs or not, I have to say that Lingard's attitude throughout this entire saga has been quite poor. Surprised that he would even pass the David Moyes MOT test, regardless of how good he was for us during his loan spell. Correct. Absolutely correct. People are wanting Lucas Paqueta to sign for West Ham. He's one of many targets that have been linked with us. In fact, we have been linked with 101 players, as far as I've counted, since the start of this window. At first, the names were like Yuri Tielemans, Brennan Johnson, Joshua Zirkzee, Brozia's on there, Amadou Onana's on there, Gerard Delphine, Marcus Rashford's on there. As you move on, it starts to get a little bit more obscure. Nicholas Stark, Vitaly Janelt, Everton Diaz, Gazino Niamsi. I'm not quite sure who that is, actually. Tyler Burry. Well, he's a good player from the Championship, actually. Dan Axel, Zagadou, Push Pineapple, Take the Tree. Lingard's mentioned on this at number 59. Basuma's mentioned on this. Kirksu's mentioned on this at 91, so it's quite recent. David Turnbull, the Celtic midfielder. Why were Celtic fans saying that he was about to sign for us, by the way? Did they hear a false rumour and just acted on it? I'm not sure. Ethan, thank you for asking this. If you could have 3 or 4 realistic signings, who would they be and what are we going to achieve this season? I'm realistic for a start, so you don't need to say that in the question. Good question, though. My 3 or 4 realistic signings, well, Brozia, Raum, Kirksu, and for my winger, I would honestly say Trerier. I would, because that would just encourage team chemistry. What we have at this club is chemistry, and that is helped through compatriots supporting each other. We have a large Francophone and Spanish inclusion at the club. And if Trerier comes, he'll be welcomed into the French squad. Which would be nice. If Onana comes, I think he speaks French as well. He'd be welcomed into the French squad. They probably all have a little WhatsApp group called like the French Hammers or something, and they share all pictures of Areola's shoes. His massive Jordan's collection. I mean, big up to him. He's got a big shoe collection, all that. But yeah, to answer your question, 3 or 4 realistic. Yeah, I would take 4 now for the added depth. So obviously, what James Anvil says and what David Moyes and Rob Newman say are different things. Personally, I think I had it right from the start. But hey ho, we're beggars can't be choosers. I would ideally want a scouting job at West Ham because I think my list is quality. But that's just me blowing my own horn. Good morning, Happy. Well, it's actually evening my time. It's 9:52 at night here in Canada. But good morning to you. We lacked so much pace against Rangers. Yeah, well, we lacked any wit about us as well. Do you think Moyes is enough in the kitchen to sign both Ismaili Assar and Amadou Onana? Well, you tell me. The signs say that he does. If he's got these bids in for these players, and surely there's got to be a lot of money to go around. We've already spent over £50 million. Surely we've got a lot more lying around somewhere. We did lack pace. I agree, but we lack. Joe, it is, and I've said it a few times, and you could disagree with me on this. I want to know your thoughts. Does this team have any street sense about it? I.e., do these players go into a game with one plan, and when things start to fall apart, do they not know how to respond? Because I don't believe that these players know how to respond correctly. When you go 1-0 down in the game, yeah, things do have to change. But we don't change it right away. We don't really know how to at times, and it's worrying. We've got to bounce back and have that bounce back ability. In fact, you shouldn't even have to lose to start playing. It's very fly by a seat of your pants kind of thing. Good morning to everybody in the UK. Tell me about the heat wave over there, because I've heard some things. And let me just tell you this: Canada and North America get heat waves. California is known for them. California has forest fires, usually around October, November time. Canada's the same in the summer. I remember in British Columbia last year, there were forest fires all over the south of the province. It was a bit nervy. It was very sad, actually. Towns had to be evacuated. An entire town of 5,000 people burnt to the ground in the scorching heat. Australia's had wildfires as well. It's very sad. Very worrying time. Now, that's why I have to be very careful and look out for each other in those hot times of heat, extreme weather. Go out after half time, was half asleep. Do that in the Prem, will be mullered. Sorry, and we will be mullered. We came out after half time and was sorry, my brain's just processing this. I'm probably half asleep by now. We came out half time and was half asleep. We were full asleep. We weren't even half asleep. We were like full dozed off in the land of Nod. Do that in the Prem and we will be mullered. I'm dreading what teams are going to do down the left. Everyone's going to deliberately put the fastest players up against Cresswell. And people are just at Antonio. They know where to get him exactly on the field. That's why he gets closed down and can't shoot clearly enough. Keep the questions coming, though. Guys, if it's anything you want to know about me personally as well, you can damn well ask. I mean, personal within reason, but ask anything you want. This is why I have these. I'm trying to give a lot of insight into transfers, and I do have names going around. I have people who I would expect us to sign. Yeah, and a lot of players, though, that we do look back on and we think, I'm glad we dodged that bullet. And that's fair. Because some players that we've been linked with before have proven to be utter flops. Look at Adam Armstrong. Look at Junior Firpo. Glad we stayed away from them. Unfortunately, I've got COVID. Oh, I'll get well soon. And a temperature with it. So this heat is unbearable. I can only imagine. Being trapped in a room, feeling sick, it's going to be like an oven if you don't have a window open even. We had a fuel tanker catch alight yesterday. It spread to nearby fields' houses. It was awful. Well, I hope everybody was okay. I mean, I can say okay. I hope nobody was hurt. There are videos of houses burning and things catching fire because of the heat. I'm not sure how some countries even cope with extreme heat. I mean, it's like 30 degrees here. I think it's boiling hot. Like, it does get boiling hot. In Canada, there are fire bans declared where you're not even allowed to have a bonfire in your back garden. Provincial fire bans are declared sometimes as a result, just try and control the risk of having a fire start. It was worrying times, though, to be fair. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that happened with you having COVID and then the fire happening. The Greg going off yesterday was a real worry. Can't see us selling Diop now. Oggy doesn't seem ready to return, and Dawson has a knock. So we literally are down to one fit starting centre back in Zuma. Thanks for reminding me. Goodness, I didn't realise it was this bad. Ruined me evening. It's my day off work today, and you've gone and told me that now. Yeah, we'd be mad to sell Diop right now with the lack of depth we've got in the centre back position. I think we need to get another centre back. Oh, sorry to sound like a douche, but Skybo's coming out again. James, who would you sign in the centre back then? Oh, I'm sorry, all of them have been taken away because we didn't act on them. Tilla Sharlai from Fenerbahce. Yeah, this is a good shout because he's like the Hungarian Virgil van Dijk. Absolute meathead of a player. What else have we got for centre backs in this? See, I don't really focus on defence a lot because I'm more of a midfield dude. Hugo Guillamon, who plays for Valencia. He's class. He's very physical. He uses his upper body to manipulate players. He closes up gaps in the final third. Well, we need our gaps closing up because, we're not allowed to put in the clothing store out of business, but we need to close them gaps up. You know what I'm saying? We need to close up them gaps and start being a little bit more sports direct. Do you know what I'm saying? Sports Direct's still around in the UK. Please fill me in, someone. I haven't even been home in a long time. This Guillamon guy eliminates any opportunity to allow attack to be completed. He cuts into an opponent's space to intercept the box. Yeah. See, you asked me for a position. I already got someone lined up. You're waiting for the swelling to go down before Aguerd is looked at. Well, I don't think it's broken. We need to pocket him to pocket Haaland's first game of the season. Yeah. And you've just reminded me that he plays for City now. Siri, play Gary Jules's Mad World. Cut, I'll do it. That's how I feel when I think about the game today. Just thinking of the fact we've only got one fit centre back, and he'll probably get hurt. Do we really have that much depth again? What if all these moves fall through for players? West Ham causes me pain. Enough of that. We're not going to pocket Haaland in the first game of the season. Him, that Alvarez guy, De Bruyne, the whole City team likes to butcher other teams. It's just sod's law we get them first game of the season, in all honesty. The more I think about this, the more it makes me worried. And we played Brighton one day after my 25th birthday. It was meant to be on my 20th, with my actual birthday on the 20th of August. It's got pushed back. Please don't ruin my birthday, West Ham. Please don't ruin my birthday. Okay, actually beat Brighton, actually beat Forest, actually beat City and put in a good shift. We've got to be careful from now until the start of the real season because I'm worried about more injuries happening in these semi-unnecessary friendly games. Keep the questions coming though, guys. My little depressive phase is gone now. Chilling out on my balcony. It's a nice evening here. I'll show you all. So that's a Walmart, and that's where they're building some more houses. And if I turn around here, you can see over there is where the supermarkets, a few restaurants near there. There's banks. My new place, Walmart. Oh, it's great. I love going. After signing Aguerd, it made me confident of having enough in that position, but it shows how quick things change. To be fair, it is probably an advantage playing Man City first game of the season in a way. It is and it isn't. I mean, imagine if we win it. Says we can't. It shows how things can change quickly because things are changing quickly right now for us. We think we're on top of the world, West Ham. So we get, I could draw it like a chart. We get this euphoric feeling, we get hope, we get a bit of sadness, but we get a little bit more hope, and then we get to a realization things aren't as good as they are. You could draw a line graph to show how you feel. I don't know what to think going into. I don't know what to think. That's my phone. Keep the questions. Just a quick reminder from me, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and keep the questions coming. I do like that emoji actually a lot more of me. That's me in my old house, my dad's old house. I'm buzzing for this season. A left back, a 9, and AM will be enough, in my opinion, to push for Europe again. It's the minimum requirement. Thankfully, we have managed to stretch out our transfer business a little bit better. And there's no need to go into panic mode and be like, like that. Or like that scene in The Office where Michael Scott's like, oh my God, it's happening, folks. Like that. But a left back, I think is probably going to be in the works. A 9 is needed, another striker, and an attacking midfielder / winger. By having a versatile player, you can eradicate that kind of thing. They need to sign a separate position. So I think Moyes wants a multi-role player. Aguerd could actually play as a left back as well. He's left-footed, so why can't he play there? Oh wait, he's hurt. Yeah. Shame. That Aguerd thing dragged on for too long, by the way. That old transfer saga. Lingard one annoyed me enough, but Aguerd was also annoying. I got up in the middle of the night to go use the bathroom, and then I hear, oh, he's not coming. He didn't show up at the training ground. And I was like, oh. So I went back to bed in the strop. Keep asking questions. I'll go in for another, say, 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll end the stream. See, the thing is, I go through that scouting book and I look at all the players I wrote about up to this point. Some of them have gone to other clubs. Now, I tell you, if they actually ball for other clubs, then you'll be all looking at me, Anvil, and you'll be going, oh, yeah, he was right. That's not to blow my own horn again. I'm just saying. Marcus Antonio was a midfielder I wanted to play for Shakhtar Donetsk. He's gone to Lazio. Give him a couple of years there. He'll be 24 years old. He'll be still quite young. Why don't we go on a little punt on him? Oh, we have another comment. Marcus again. Why does it seem like we are Lingard's last preference? With all this MLS and Nottingham talk, seems like Lingard is taking the mickey. If he really wanted to go to us, he would have signed already. Say it louder for the people in the back. Because he's taking the absolute gypsies out of us, mate. That's why it's taking the gypsies piss out of us, whatever you call it. With all this MLS and Nottingham talk, well, if he goes to the MLS, he'll fit right in because he's got all of his American friends like Chris Brown and Odell Beckham. He is taking the mickey. Absolutely is taking the mickey. It's not even taking the mickey anymore. It's just making himself look stupid in the process without him even probably realizing because he's too busy milly whopping and all that stuff. If he really wanted to go to us, he would have signed already. Well, yeah, exactly. It makes my blood boil even thinking about it. And you know what? This is one thing I'm going to end up telling my kids and grandkids about when it comes to West Ham. The whole Jesse Lingard thing. They'll be like, "Oh, what was that Jesse Lingard like?" I'll be like, "Oh yeah, well, he did get us into Europe and all that, but then he ended up mugging us off massively." Just sign the thing. If you want to sign for us, just sign it. But then the pressure's going to be on Lingard to actually play well. It's going to be a bit rusty. But hey ho, make your damn mind up, mate. Don't just fob us off. I think I'm going to end the stream now, actually, people, because I'm getting bitten out here. There are mosquitoes everywhere, and I want to go inside right now. So thank you very much for watching this episode and for tuning in. To everyone who asked a question, I am going to say thank you to you. I'm probably going to get some more news this week about transfers, and hopefully we get something good come out through the door. We get some good news come in, and we'll see what happens because we need to get some signings through the door. We need to get things moving, and yeah, catch you next time as well. I will have a good night. Thank you. And as for everybody else who's watching this, take care, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks very much for tuning in.